Yeah, it's me. I'm back again with another RanTcid Mayo video. Talk about things that annoy me, okay? Now, folks, I used to watch the Academy Awards, the Oscars, and I used to watch the Grammys for music. I don't watch either one of them today. Well, there are a couple of reasons for that. First and foremost, I'm just not interested in new stuff. And that is especially the case first with music, with the Grammys. I think music has been in the crapper for a long time, for the most part, with very few exceptions that you got to really hunt out for to find, okay? Not so much the case with movies. Occasionally there's a movie that I can get behind. So, movies not so much. But the award shows are just a big farce, a big hoax, and come on, let's be honest about it. You know you feel this way, a lot of you. A lot of people these days are getting turned off by stars who go up to receive acceptance speeches for awards and decide they're going to take a personal platform. They're going to use their fame, they're going to use their power, they're going to use their influence, and they're going to go totally out in left field and talk about nothing that has to do with why they're there, nothing to do with music or film, but they're going to talk about what they believe personally in cases because they want to talk about these topics and they want to ram them down your throat. Case in point, Joaquin Phoenix. I didn't watch the other night the Oscars because I knew what was going to happen, and for all the reasons I just described. However, I heard after the fact that, sure enough, this guy got up and started grandstanding and talking about personal choices that he has, that he wants to kind of impose on everybody else, and he wants to preach to them. So, I watched the YouTube video afterwards. Now, in Phoenix's defense, I will give him this. His speech was very emotional. It was very heartfelt and well done. It wasn't so much, arrogant or right in your face, but he still had to take that time to kind of throw his views around that have nothing to do with performances, have nothing to do with movies or anything like that. He did say a very nice, emotional and heartfelt thing about his brother who died, River Phoenix, and I thought that was very touching. But that's okay. That's about the work. That's about the movies. That's about acting, etc. But then he goes on to talk about cows and I guess eating meat and taking a calf from its mother and all this kind of stuff, That's not why you're here, Phoenix, okay? And I don't just hold it because of veganism. I don't believe in that anyway. I eat meat. But I'll tell you this much, even if you do eat meat, I'm going to be fair about this on both sides. Just the same, I wouldn't want a meat eater to get up there and say, hey, everybody, I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you, all of you should eat meat. Eat it. No. That's not your place. That's not what we're here for. You're here to talk about your performance, thanks to people you worked with. That's the whole thing. Keep your mouth shut when it comes to anything like your personal beliefs, politically or otherwise, regardless of which side you're on of the argument. This is not the place. It's not so much about the topic, not so much about the viewpoint. It's about just doing it, period. This is not the place. Now, before any wise guy out there, or wise girl, got to be politically correct, before anybody says anything about John Lennon, well, you like John Lennon, what about his political beliefs? Let me tell you something. First, to be fair, John Lennon died 40 years ago. If he was alive today and he was on there pulling his stunt, I'd nail his ass to the wall too. But the things were different back then than they are now, for one thing. Totally different percentages here of what we're talking about, you know what I mean? But for the most part, John Lennon, when he did his protests or when he did his peace discussions, he pretty much kept it to the music, in his music, and he kept it on his own time. He would go out and they would rent a hotel room to have a bedding for peace on their own time, and you could choose whether you want to be a part of it or not. He didn't take advantage of a public speech that was for everybody, a venue that was out there for all of us to enjoy, that was just entertainment, and get out there and start proselytizing, okay? I'll give you a case in point that's very similar to what we're talking about. In 1975, John Lennon, along with Paul Simon and Andy Williams, were presenters at the Grammy Awards. They got up there, they made a few inside industry jokes about the business together. They got on with listing the nominees, they took the envelope out, and they announced the winner. And they shut up about all their personal beliefs and about trying to convert people into anything. All right? That's not the place or the time for it. So Joaquin Phoenix, very nice half speech about your brother, very touching. The rest of it, just shut up.